Ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing that separates the successful from the struggling, the fulfilled from the frustrated, it's focus. You see, the mind is a powerful tool, but like any tool, it's only useful when it's pointed in the right direction. A scattered mind is like sunlight through a broken magnifying glass. It warms, but it doesn't ignite. But a focused mind? That's a laser beam. It cuts through distractions, doubts, and delays. It creates momentum. Most people don't fail because they lack talent, or resources, or intelligence. No, they fail because they never learn to direct their mind. They let their thoughts run wild, like weeds in a garden. And what happens when weeds take over? Everything else dies. The key is discipline. The discipline to say, this is what I want. This is what I'm committed to. This is where I'm going. And then tune your mind every day, like an instrument, toward that goal. You've got to protect your attention like it's gold, because it is. In fact, it's more valuable than gold. Gold can buy you things, but focus can build empires. You have to learn to say no to good things, so you can say yes to the right things. And when you focus, really focus, you'll start to see progress. Not overnight, but soon. Because the mind, once harnessed, is a force of nature. So remember this, the world doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you're focused on. Your mind is the steering wheel of your life. It's the one thing that determines the direction you're headed in every single day. Just like a car cannot move without someone in the driver's seat, your life cannot move forward unless you're actively guiding it. Most people let their minds wander without much thought, letting the currents of external events and emotions steer them wherever they may go. And that's how you end up somewhere you never intended to be. The beauty of it is this: you have the power to take control. The choices you make, the thoughts you focus on, the ideas you entertain, all of these things steer your life in one direction or another. You are the one behind the wheel, and you can choose to drive toward success or let yourself get stuck in the traffic of distractions, mediocrity, and aimless wandering. It's not the circumstances you face that determine where you go. It's how you think about them. Life throws obstacles at everyone. That's inevitable. But how you choose to respond to those obstacles, how you choose to think and act, will determine whether they stop you or propel you forward. If you want to get somewhere different, you need to start thinking differently. You need to reprogram your mind to believe that there's a destination worth driving toward, and then focus on the steps that will get you there. The world is full of distractions. Every day there are 1,000 things pulling your attention in different directions. But if you don't take control, if you don't consciously decide where to focus your mind, then you'll let those distractions decide for you. And that's when people get stuck in the cycle of never truly moving forward, of going through the motions without ever reaching their true potential. To really drive your life forward, you've got to set the course. It's about defining what you want, and then getting your mind to focus on it. Not for a day or a week, but consistently over time. You must direct your thoughts toward what's important. You need to create a vision, make it vivid, and keep your mind on that road. Because the longer you stay focused, the clearer your path becomes, and the easier it is to navigate. Remember this: where you are today is the result of the thoughts you've had up to this point. And if you want tomorrow to be different, then it starts with steering your mind in a new direction today. The steering wheel is in your hands. Now take control and drive your life toward where you want to go. Too many people spend their lives majoring in minor things. They get caught up in the small stuff, the distractions, the noise that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. They focus on what's convenient, not what's important. They give their energy to things that don't move them forward, don't help them grow, don't lead them to the life they want. Here's the truth: life is short. Time is your most precious resource, and once it's gone, it's gone. So you have to ask yourself, am I spending my time on things that truly matter? Are you focusing on the big picture, or are you wasting time on trivial pursuits that don't move the needle? You see, the small things, the distractions, they'll always be there. But the big things, the meaningful things, they require intention, they demand focus, and they don't happen by accident. It's easy to get sidetracked. The world is full of opportunities, but not all of them are worth your time. Not all of them are going to help you reach your goals. Some things are just noise. They pull you in, make you think they're important, but in reality, they're nothing more than distractions. Whether it's a small short-term pleasure, or a task that feels urgent but isn't truly important, these are the minor things that can drain your energy and take you off course. If you want to build something meaningful, something that lasts, you've got to be willing to focus on the major things, the things that will move you closer to your vision, the things that challenge you, stretch you, and require discipline. That's where the real work is. That's where the real reward lies. Don't get stuck in the trap of thinking that doing a lot of little things means you're being productive. It doesn't. Productivity is about prioritizing, about making sure your actions are aligned with your most important goals. It's about saying no to the minor things so you can say yes to the major ones. Think about your long-term future. Where do you want to be in 5 years? 10 years? The actions you take today, the choices you make, will shape that future. Don't let the minor things get in the way of your major ambitions. Don't let them waste your time. Instead, invest your energy where it counts. Focus on what really matters. And remember, it's the big things that will make the biggest difference in your life. So major in those, and let the small stuff fall away. Your attention is one of your most valuable assets. It's easy to overlook, but where your attention goes, your energy follows. And where your energy goes, that's where your results will come from. The challenge today is that we live in a world filled with distractions. Everywhere you look, there's something trying to pull your attention in 1,000 different directions. News, social media, people, endless notifications. They all demand your focus, but not necessarily on what's important. You've got to guard your attention like a lion guards its territory. If you don't, you'll find yourself scattered, pulled in every direction, with little to show for it. Imagine trying to run a business or build a successful career while constantly being interrupted. You're not going to get very far. Your best ideas, your most important work, require undivided attention. And to give it that attention, you have to be disciplined about what you allow to enter your mind. Think about it. When your attention is hijacked, you stop making progress. Every moment spent on something unimportant is a moment you'll never get back. And this doesn't just apply to big obvious distractions. It's also those subtle, smaller things. The unproductive habits, the conversations that drain you, the news cycle that brings your mood down, the social media rabbit hole that eats up your time. All of these things are like thieves, stealing your attention and your potential. That's why you have to decide, on purpose, where you're going to focus your mind. You must protect your energy and your attention as if they are the most precious resources you have, because quite frankly they are. If you're constantly distracted, you're not in control. And if you're not in control, your life will feel like it's running on autopilot. Guarding your attention isn't just about saying no to the obvious distractions. It's about saying no to the good things, so you can say yes to the great things. It's about choosing what you allow into your mind. Not every opportunity is worth your attention. Not every person or idea deserves your focus. You've got to be intentional about where you direct your thoughts, because that's where your life will follow. Think about the power of focus. When you give your full attention to something that truly matters, whether it's your work, your family, your health, or your dreams, the results can be extraordinary. But you can only do that if you've been guarding your attention, if you've made it a priority to protect it from the distractions that are always lurking. So take control. Be intentional with where you put your attention. Don't let the world decide for you. Don't let your attention be pulled this way and that, by forces beyond your control. Own it. Direct it. Protect it. And when you do, you'll begin to see the kind of progress you've been hoping for. The results will come when your focus is sharp, and your attention is locked on the things that truly matter. Distraction is the enemy of progress. Every day, we're surrounded by countless distractions that keep us from focusing on what truly matters. And here's the thing, progress doesn't happen by accident. It happens with purpose. It happens when you consistently focus on your goals, your vision, and the actions that will move you forward. But when distractions creep in, they steal that focus. They pull you away from your true path. And before you know it, hours, days, or even weeks have passed without you making any real progress toward your goals. The modern world is designed to distract you. You've got notifications buzzing on your phone, emails piling up, social media pulling you in, and people demanding your attention. Everywhere you turn, something is trying to take your focus away from what matters most. And the more distracted you are, the less effective you become. It's like trying to run a race with your shoes untied, or trying to build a house while the foundation keeps crumbling under you. You can't make any real headway if you're constantly being pulled off course. Now don't get me wrong, not every distraction is obvious or extreme. Some distractions are small and subtle. A quick glance at your phone, a chat with a friend that goes on too long, an email that feels urgent but really isn't. But every minute spent on something that isn't aligned with your priorities is a minute lost, and those lost minutes add up. Before you know it, you're farther from your goals than you'd like to be, and you wonder where the time went. The truth is, you can't afford to let distractions dictate the pace of your life. Every time you allow yourself to be distracted, you give away your power. You allow external forces to control your day, your mood, and ultimately your progress. So you've got to get serious about cutting out the distractions that don't serve you. You have to be intentional about where you put your attention and what you choose to focus on. If you don't, you'll find yourself spinning in circles, making no real headway, and wondering why things aren't changing. The key is to understand that distractions are the enemy of progress, and they will always be there. It's your job to eliminate them, one by one, and refocus on the things that matter most. This isn't easy. It takes discipline and commitment. It takes saying no to things that feel urgent but aren't important. It means putting down your phone, silencing the noise, and focusing on the work that will move you forward. Progress doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. And every time you choose to block out distractions and focus on your goals, you take another step forward. Remember, the world won't slow down for you, and distractions won't go away. But you can control where you place your focus. You can choose to turn your attention toward the things that will help you grow, build, and achieve. And when you do, progress becomes inevitable. Clarity breeds focus. Without clarity, your mind becomes clouded, your efforts scattered, and your goals blurred. It's like trying to drive a car in the fog. You might be moving, but you're not sure where you're headed. You might even think you're making progress, but you can't see the road clearly enough to know if you're on track or heading toward a dead end. This is what happens when you lack clarity in your life and in your goals. When you have clarity, however, everything changes. Clarity is like turning on the headlights in that same fog. It illuminates the path ahead, makes it easier to navigate, and gives you confidence that you're headed in the right direction. When you know exactly what you want, exactly what your goals are, and exactly why they matter, your focus sharpens. You can concentrate your energy and attention on the steps that will get you there, without getting distracted by irrelevant noise. But here's the truth. Clarity isn't something that happens on its own. It's something you have to create. And it starts with being honest with yourself about what you truly want in life. If you don't know where you want to go, how will you ever get there? If your goals are vague or undefined, you'll end up taking a haphazard approach to life, jumping from one thing to the next, never really moving forward. That's why it's essential to spend time reflecting, planning, and defining what matters most to you. What is your vision? What do you want to accomplish? What kind of person do you want to become? When you get clear on these things, your focus becomes laser sharp. You know exactly where to direct your energy, and the distractions begin to fall away. Think of clarity as a filter. It helps you separate the important from the unimportant. When you're clear on your goals, your daily decisions become easier. You no longer waste time on things that won't move you forward. Every choice becomes aligned with your vision, and every step you take is one step closer to where you want to be. Now, some people think clarity is a luxury, something that only comes after you've had enough time, experience, or success. But the truth is, clarity is available to anyone who's willing to do the work to define it. And when you take the time to get clear on your purpose, your goals, and your vision, you're not just gaining a roadmap for success, you're also creating the focus that will propel you there. When your mind is clear, you make better decisions. You prioritize your time. You put your energy into what truly matters. And as you continue to stay focused, the results begin to show. Clarity breeds focus, and focus breeds progress. The more clear you are about where you're going, the more likely you are to get there. It's not about working harder, it's about working with purpose and precision. And that begins with clarity. Small disciplines compound. This is one of the most powerful yet often overlooked truths about success. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success requires grand, monumental actions. We look at the big goals, the flashy achievements, and we think we need to make huge, dramatic moves to make progress. But that's not how it works. In reality, the path to success is built on the small, consistent disciplines that you practice every single day. Think about it. It's not the giant leap you take every now and then that gets you to where you want to go. It's the small, simple things you do over and over again that create the momentum. It's waking up early every morning. It's doing one more push-up, reading one more chapter, sending one more email. It's saying no to the things that don't matter, and yes to the actions that align with your goals. These small disciplines don't seem like much on their own. One push-up today doesn't make you a bodybuilder. One good decision today doesn't make you successful. But here's the key. When you repeat those small actions consistently, day after day, they compound. They accumulate, and over time, they create massive results. Like the drop of water that eventually carves through stone, these small disciplines build up and shape your life in ways you can't immediately see, but over time the impact is undeniable. This is where most people miss the mark. They underestimate the power of the small things. They're looking for the big break, the one major opportunity that will change everything. But the truth is, the real magic happens in the daily grind. It's the habit of doing the little things right, day in and day out, that moves the needle. And as you keep going, those small disciplines begin to multiply. Your habits become stronger, your focus sharper, and your progress more visible. And here's the beauty of it. Those small actions are within your control. You don't need a huge budget, a big team, or a massive opportunity to get started. All you need is the willingness to commit to small disciplines, to the daily routine that keeps you moving forward. The compound effect works in both directions. If you neglect the small disciplines, if you allow yourself to fall into bad habits, procrastination, or shortcuts, those little failures will compound too. A missed workout here, a skipped task there, an unimportant decision made day after day. These small choices, while seemingly insignificant, add up and can lead you further away from your goals. So focus on the small disciplines. Make them non-negotiable. Whether it's showing up to work on time, keeping promises to yourself, or spending an hour every day on your passion project, these small actions repeated consistently will carry you to the next level. It's easy to get excited about the big flashy results, but the truth is those results are built on the foundation of small consistent actions. The progress you're looking for doesn't require giant steps. It requires small disciplined steps taken day after day. And over time, that's what will make all the difference. Say no more often. This might sound counterintuitive, especially in a world that encourages us to say yes to every opportunity, every invitation, every demand. But the truth is, learning to say no is one of the most powerful skills you can develop if you want to create the life you desire. You see, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else, something more important, something that will move you closer to your goals. And the problem is, most people are so busy saying yes to the good things that they never make room for the great things. They say yes to every request, every task, every distraction, and before they know it, they filled their time with things that don't add value to their lives. Now, I'm not saying you should say no to everything. Of course, you should say yes to the things that align with your values, your purpose, and your goals. But the key is being discerning. If it doesn't align with where you want to go, if it doesn't serve your highest priorities, then it's okay to say no. In fact, it's necessary. You have limited time and energy, that's the reality. And every time you give a yes to something unimportant, you're giving away precious moments that you could be using to focus on what matters. And those moments add up. Before you know it, you've spent weeks, months, maybe even years caught up in things that don't move you closer to your dreams. That's why saying no is so important. It's about taking control of your time, your focus, and your life. Saying no is a form of discipline. It's about drawing boundaries, protecting your time, and making sure that the things you say yes to are aligned with your bigger vision. Saying no gives you the freedom to focus on what really matters. It gives you the ability to say yes to the things that will lead you to success, growth, and fulfillment. And once you start practicing this, you'll see how powerful it is. It's also important to remember that saying no doesn't mean being rude or disrespectful. It's about being clear with others and with yourself. It's about understanding your priorities and not being afraid to stand firm in your decisions. People will respect you for it because they will see that you're someone who is focused, disciplined, and committed to your goals. And here's the thing. The more you say no, the easier it becomes. You'll find that your life becomes clearer, more focused, and more intentional. You'll stop spreading yourself too thin, and you'll start spending your time on the things that truly matter. You'll stop filling your calendar with noise and start filling it with things that bring you closer to your vision. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you wise. It means you understand that your time is valuable, that your energy is limited, and that you need to protect both in order to create the life you want. So get comfortable with saying no. And when you do, you'll find that your life becomes more focused, your goals more achievable, and your success more certain. Environment matters more than most people realize. It's easy to think that success is all about what's inside of you, your skills, your talent, your hard work. And while those things are important, there's another factor that plays a massive role in your progress: the environment you surround yourself with. The people, places, and things around you shape your behavior, your mindset, and ultimately your results. Think about it, you're constantly being influenced by your surroundings. If you're always around negative people who complain and criticize, how long do you think it will be before you start adopting the same attitude? If you're in an environment that's chaotic and disorganized, how long will it take for you to feel scattered and unfocused? On the other hand, if you're surrounded by driven, positive, and disciplined individuals, that energy rubs off on you. It pushes you to raise your standards and hold yourself accountable. The power of your environment is subtle but profound. The truth is, we tend to act in alignment with the people and circumstances around us. You see, we're social creatures, and we're influenced by the attitudes, behaviors, and expectations of others. If you're spending most of your time around people who aren't moving forward, it's easy to fall into the same trap. You'll find yourself settling for mediocrity, making excuses, and believing that success is out of reach. But if you choose to surround yourself with ambitious, motivated individuals, your mindset shifts. You start thinking bigger, acting bolder, and expecting more from yourself. But the environment isn't just about the people, it's also about the spaces you occupy. If you work in a cluttered, messy space, how do you expect to stay focused and productive? If your home is filled with distractions, how do you expect to find peace and clarity? Your environment, the physical spaces you spend time in, has a direct impact on your ability to focus, be creative, and perform at your best. A clean, organized, and inspiring environment breeds productivity and creativity. It helps you think clearly, make better decisions, and stay on track with your goals. Even the media you consume affects your environment. What you watch, what you read, and what you listen to all shape your mindset. If you're constantly consuming negative news, gossip, or meaningless entertainment, it will drag you down. But if you surround yourself with positive influences, books, podcasts, and content that inspire you and challenge your thinking, you create an environment that nurtures growth and success. This is why you have to be intentional about the environment you create for yourself. It's not enough to just show up. You have to deliberately design your surroundings in a way that encourages your success. Choose the people you spend time with wisely, cultivate a workspace that helps you focus, fill your mind with positive, empowering thoughts. The environment you create, both physically and mentally, is the fertile soil where your goals and dreams can grow. And here's the thing, if you want to change your life, you don't have to change everything at once. Start small. Change one thing about your environment. Maybe it's eliminating a negative person or cleaning up your workspace. Maybe it's shifting the kind of content you consume or joining a group of like-minded individuals who share your ambitions. These small shifts can have a massive impact on your mindset and your success. Remember, you are the average of the people you spend the most time with, and your environment will either help you grow or hold you back. If you want to change your results, change your environment. When you do, you'll begin to see how quickly things can shift. Surround yourself with the right influences, and you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make. Focus turns wishes into plans. Too many people live their lives full of good intentions, dreaming of success, wishing for change, hoping for a better future. But wishing alone doesn't get you anywhere. It's a start, yes, but it's just the beginning. You can wish all day, but without focus, those wishes will remain nothing more than daydreams. They'll never evolve into something real, something tangible, something that changes your life. Focus is what transforms those fleeting wishes into solid, actionable plans. It's the difference between talking about your goals and actually achieving them. When you focus, you turn your attention from the vague, broad desires into clear, defined actions. You start to see exactly what needs to be done to make those wishes a reality. Focus narrows your energy and time, helping you concentrate on the most important steps, the ones that will truly move you forward. Without focus, everything becomes a distraction. Your wishes may remain stuck in the world of fantasy, while life continues to pass by. You're pulled in different directions, always thinking about what you want, but never really doing anything about it. But when you bring focus into the picture, something powerful happens. You begin to break down those lofty, abstract dreams into specific, actionable steps. You turn them into goals, and then into plans. The key is to understand that focus requires discipline. It's not just about deciding what you want, but about committing to doing what it takes to get there. It's about saying no to distractions and yes to the actions that will bring you closer to your vision. Focus means taking those wishes and putting them on paper, creating a roadmap that outlines what needs to happen every single day to move you closer to your goals. It's about looking at the big picture, but also focusing on the small steps that will get you there one by one. But here's the challenge: focus doesn't happen by accident. It's easy to get distracted. The world is full of temptations and opportunities that pull you away from your true purpose. You might get sidetracked by short-term pleasures or unexpected obstacles. But focus means keeping your eye on the prize, no matter what distractions come your way. It means not letting life's chaos steal your attention. The good news is, once you master the art of focus, it becomes a habit. You start to train yourself to cut through the noise, prioritize your actions, and keep your eyes firmly on your goals. Every day you make progress, no matter how small. And over time, those small focused actions compound into something significant. Focus turns your wish for a better life into a real, actionable plan. It helps you see what needs to be done and gives you the clarity to do it. But the most powerful part, focus doesn't just turn wishes into plans, it turns plans into results. When you focus on what matters, you stop wasting time on things that don't move you forward. You stop wishing and start doing. And that's when things start to happen. So if you have big dreams, if you have wishes for your future, don't let them stay wishes. Bring them into the real world. Focus. Turn those wishes into clear, deliberate plans. Then take consistent action, and you'll see how fast your wishes can become your reality. Focus is the bridge that turns your dreams into accomplishments. It's the key to taking your wishes from the realm of possibility into the realm of achievement.